Hi, I'm Tim Clark, and several years ago, I started a classic car dealership, Gassville, USA. Now I'm preparing for retirement, and this will be my last year for my dealership. But I'd like to tell you about my 1972 Chevy Nova, which is my own personal car, not a dealership inventory car. It's received a beautiful frame off restoration, and it's been driven several hundred miles since. The engine is a 350 small block, bored 40 over, now making a displacement of 358 cubic inches. The engine was professionally built with flat top pistons, a mild cam, shaved heads, electronic ignition, quick fuel, Slayer carb, etc. Now, it's not a race car, but instead a very nice cruiser that's a lot of fun to drive. The transmission is a turbo 350, and the rear end is a 10-bolt with highway gears. The power steering components and the front and rear suspension components are also new, and the car is very tight and responsive. The power brake system was also new, with disc in the front, drum in the rear, new master cylinder, booster, and lines. The car stops nice and straight. The Nova also received a new vintage heat and air conditioning system using in-dash vents and the controls. I recently replaced the radio with a new custom auto sound stereo with Bluetooth for your phone and USB for your flash drive. Of course, it also has auxiliary inputs and AM and FM. So now a little background why I'm selling the Nova. So to do that, we got to go back a little ways. For 13 years, I owned a very nice 1960 Chevy Impala bubble top. I built this car to be a road trip car for my wife and I. We drove it around 50,000 miles, making many long road trips to different U.S. locations. After 13 years, I was ready for something else. So I shopped the entire US for several months, and I purchased this 1972 Nova last January. I loved the car. I changed oil, titled it my own personal name, and since then, we've driven the car around 300 or 400 miles. It starts, runs, and drives great. Then, 3 months later, in April, I ran across a very rare find. I found a beautiful frame-off restored 1968 Chevy Impala SS 396 convertible. So I bought it too. We've driven the 68 Impala around 200 miles, and like the Nova, it starts, runs, and drives great. I've been such an Impala fan for so many years, probably because back in 1972, at the young age of 14 years old, I purchased my very first car, a 1965 Chevy Impala. I really don't need to keep the Nova and the Impala, as I've got other interests as well. So even though I purchased the Nova for my wife and I to keep, I've decided to keep the Impala and sell the Nova. The Nova is located in Rogers, Arkansas, which is in the very northwest corner of the state, near Missouri and Oklahoma, and just minutes from Interstate 49. The car has a clean and clear Arkansas title in my own personal name. Feel free to contact me for more information and to schedule a time to come inspect for yourself. Or if you prefer, feel free to arrange your own professional inspection. Let's go ahead and take a look at the door alignments, door locks, and window regulators. We'll start with the driver's side. Well, it just snaps shut. You can't ask for anything better than that. Door locks, locked, unlocked. And now I'll lock it with the key. Locked and unlocked. Driver's door window goes up and down, very nice. And the wing window, hopefully you can see this, it operates very nicely as well. And the rear quarter window goes up and down just like it's supposed to. And now we've moved over to the passenger side. Again, the door alignments. Isn't that pretty? That just snaps shut like a new car. Door locks. Now this one, the passenger side, takes a different key. And what I did is I used my file and notched just a little bitty notch right up on top to identify it. So anyway, unlock. Do that again in case you didn't see it. It's locked. And unlock. And lock it with the key. Locked. And unlocked. And passenger window. Up and down, very nice and smooth. The wing window operates great. And the rear quarter window. Let's go ahead and start and run the engine. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the air conditioning, and I'm going to take some temperature readings with my temperature gauge. So I'll start it up. Turn the air conditioner on. Pretty difficult to try to hold both a camera and this gauge at the same time, but I'll do the best that I can. By the way, it's about 78 degrees outside today. Alright, that gives you a pretty good idea, about 32 degrees. And just for comparison, let's see, I'll try to find something. Well, I'll turn the air conditioner off. And let's register something else. Well, it's gotten cold in here. Yeah. So it's about, I don't know, about 78 degrees in the building. So I'm shooting the outside of the door. So it's about 78 degrees in the building, and the air conditioner got down to about like 30 degrees. Let's take a look at the instrument panel and dash for the 72 Nova. We're going to start left and work our way right. So, first thing will be the headlights. You might be able to see that the blue high beam indicator light is illuminated. Now it's off, and now it's on. Turn the headlights off. If I remember right, I think these dash lights have all been changed to LED. The gas gauge works very well, and it's very accurate. The odometer, as of right now, is 55,458. The speedometer does work, and it's also very accurate. Okay, here is the left turn signal indicator. The right turn signal indicator. And the four ways. Let's see, moving right. We'll do the air conditioner in just a minute. Let's turn the stereo on. Beautiful custom auto sound, top of the line stereo for 72 Nova. It's got Bluetooth, it's got a USB and auxiliary, and also AM and FM. I've got about 1,000 tracks of classic pop music on this. You can accept phone calls, and the microphone is right there. Right below that, you got the oil pressure gauge, water temperature gauge. Then you've got a cigarette lighter type port right here for like a GPS, and then 2 USB charging ports. And then there's another cigarette lighter type port right here. All right, I think the next is the air conditioner. So let's go ahead and start the engine. I'll demonstrate that. Turn the air conditioner on. Here's low, medium, high. You can change where the air goes. Right now it's on the dash. You can change it to the floor. You can change it to the windshield. And then also you can use the heater as well. And the temperature for the heater is right over here on the left. I think that pretty much wraps up the instrument panel and dash for the 72 Nova. Well, let's check out this absolutely gorgeous under chassis of the 72 Chevy Nova. I've had a lot of cars, and this might be about the prettiest under chassis that I've ever had. You can see these new polyurethane bushings. They last almost forever, and they do sometimes squeak. So sometimes when I drive the first few miles, I'll hear some squeaking, and then it seems to kind of go away. Isn't this floor just gorgeous? There's a little bit of road dirt on this, but not much. I hope you can tell in this video that this subframe is actually painted gray, sort of a silverish gray, which really looks nice. Isn't this contrast pretty? Seems like everybody always paints these frames a trim black, which is actually correct, but I like this silver gray. It's just nice. You can see all the new steering and suspension parts, front disc brakes.